With this AI, you can generate code, use the artifacts feature to see the visual representation of that code or what it plays out into. You can do web search, you can do image generation and video generation, and all for free. And not only that, you also have a bunch of AI models to play with. So this is called Qwen, and it's by Alibaba, and they have a bunch of open source models to use as well. So as most of you know, that DeepSeek is an open source model that came out recently and has been turning a lot of heads in the AI space and the open source community. I made a lot of videos about that, so feel free to check those out. Links will be in the description. For this one, I wanted to just go over the technicals first and then give you a full step-by-step tutorial on how to use this app and pretty much all of its features. So let's jump in. All right, so this is their GitHub page. You can see that it's already 12.4K stars on it. Recently, they have released their 2.5 series. Their 2.5 Max is the best model. However, that's not open source, but they have a bunch of ones that I'll show you in a bit. If you scroll through it, you'll see that they first have their Qwen Chat, which is the app that I was showing you. So if you're not a technical person, you can just click here and use the app, which I'll show you in a bit. Their Hugging Face has all their models. They also have a paper on the 2.5 model and documentation here as well. If you scroll down below, you'll see how to use the Hugging Face in transformers. And then also, if you want to run it locally through Llama, you'd be able to see these instructions here. Now, this is the main page of the model on Alibaba Cloud. You can learn more about the model, what it can do, and learn more about their open source communities. And if you click the Hugging Face link on GitHub, it'll bring you to this page. Over here, they have all their models. What makes it interesting is they have a bunch of vision language models, which works with computer vision, and they have a couple 1 million token context window models as well. If you were to click on one of them, you'd be able to learn more about the models through their model card, look at the parameters, token information, and stuff like that. So feel free to check this out as well. From here, you can train, deploy, and use it locally as well. Also, if you scroll down, you'd be able to see the spaces and explore all of the 226 models, including their older models. This really, really long list also includes a lot of their specialized models, like, for example, audio chat, their math models. They have a bunch of coder models as well. Yeah, so they have a lot of interesting ones. Some of them have, like, as you can see, over almost 2 million downloads. Feel free to explore these. And if you were to click the link for their paper from their GitHub, you'd be able to read the technical report if you're interested in that. If you want to try out the AI and the different models that they have to offer, you would click here, and this would bring you to their main chat application. Okay, so before you can use the app, as you can see, you need to log in. I already have one, so I'm just going to log in. Okay, so before I show you what this AI can do, just a little bit of housekeeping. You have the sidebar open and close option here. You can start a new chat from this button. This is where it gets interesting because it offers a bunch of different chat models to use. As you can see, this is their flagship model. They also have their vision language model here. They have their 1 million token window model here. They have their coder model here. Feel free to play with these. The thing that I found really interesting is you have this ability to add a model. So what this does is if you click here, and if you add, say, for example, the 1 million context window model here, these two models are going to sort of work together when it comes to generating answers for your prompt. This is really interesting, as I've not seen any other chat app, at least, be able to do this. Lastly, you have your profile icon here where you can access your settings. The settings essentially just lets you change some of the themes, play around with the interface, the UI. You can also import, export, delete your chats. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is the model part here, which gives you a little more information about the models. So you can see what these models are actually good for, and also look at their context length, generation length, and modality. So for example, this one only works with text. This one works with image and text, which is their vision model. This one, as you can see, has the 1 million token context window. Remember that this is your input tokens. So the output generation tokens are still going to be 8,000-ish. You have your coder here, which also has a pretty high context window. This is really good for uploading documentation and stuff like that. I also want to show you this turbo model, which also has the 1 million token context window, but is faster. So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, to start with, we'll just show you how the 2.5 Max model works. So we'll just use a simple prompt here. What I have here is a prompt that I used in another video of mine. Just says that I want to build a workout routine. It should have push, pull, and leg split. I also want to work on abs and core however possible. Every workout must also include stretching and yoga for warm-up and cardio to finish. The total time inside the gym must not exceed 1.5 hours at max. I have issues with my lower back, so consider it for leg day. So it's just a couple of different requests with some constraints in place. All right, so this took about 20 seconds. So it doesn't look like a reasoning model. Came up with a pretty decent plan. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read into it. Next, I'll show you the coder model, which is right here. I want to turn artifacts on because I want to show you how that works. So just so you know, artifacts is something that's also available on Claude. The way it works is it will not only generate the code, but on the side, it will also compile the code and play it out for you. So you see how the code performs. All right, so the prompt that I'm using is build a tic-tac-toe game with a clean UI. So as you can see, it's generating the code right now. Okay, so it generated the whole code. As you can see on the left, you have the code. On the right, you have the actual game that you can actually play and see if it works. Now, a quick thing, I just wanted to tell you that this took a while. And this is the thing that you have to know about these kind of free apps. Because you're not paying for this, the servers could be a little crowded and certain times these generations may take longer. Just keep that in mind. It'll seem like it's stuck, but just give it some time and it'll work. So let's try this out. All right. So it works. Just like that, you could copy this and play this HTML out, and this would exactly look like this. Also, you can keep chatting and improve on this. You can ask it to put more UI elements in there. You can ask it to put like buttons to reset it and stuff like that. So feel free to explore those when you play with the app. All right, so back to the 2.5 Max model. We'll now use web search. So I'm asking it the top AI news from today. That was quick. It came up with all the results. It came up with 7 sources. If you saw my other video comparing DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity, have that in the description below. But in that one, DeepSeek had about 50 sources it looked at. So just for comparison, this is what this one did. Next, we'll move on to image generation. Again, I'll just be using the 2.5 Max model. Now here it says the selected model does not support image files. However, what this means is if you were to input an image file, it wouldn't be able to understand that. For that, you have to use the vision model. I will show that in a bit, but you can use image generation and video generation both with this model. So when you click on this, there are some prompts that automatically will come up here. You can try one of these. The other thing is when you click here, you can also choose the aspect ratio. So feel free to play around with that as well. Now to keep it simple, I'll just say a fish flying through space just to kind of see how it comes up with. All right, so there you have it. It's not bad. Again, with image prompts, you have to add a lot more instructions to get exactly what you want. And you can also chat with this to ask it to change things and stuff like that. But the one thing to note is it didn't take a long time. So that's a good thing. You can click here to download, you can share it here, and then you can regenerate it if you want, again, by just clicking here. And that's the regenerated one. I haven't hit a block where it asked me that, you've completed your generations for the day or anything like that. Usually, any kind of free AI will limit you just so that you don't keep using the server space. However, I haven't faced that yet. So some of you, depending on your usage, you may see that. And if you do, let me know in the comments at what point it stops you from generating any further. Next, we'll be trying the video generation. Again, it's already so cool that you can generate videos for free. Now I'll ask a cat running on water and we'll see what that comes up with. All right, so it crashed and I wanted to show you this because this happened to me before as well. This is just to show you these apps are not perfect, but you can always try regenerating again. So if you do see this, just open a new chat and go back here and just try again. So this is how the video looks. Not bad, right? So this took a ridiculously long time to generate, about 15 minutes. Done this a bunch of times. It didn't take this long. I don't know why this one did. Just keep this in mind that when you're running these models, it can take a very long time because a bunch of people are making requests to this server and certain times the servers are crowded. So the best way, in my opinion, to run these models because they're open source is to just download them and run it locally. And I do plan on making a video where I'll be able to show you how to do exactly that. And honestly, you don't have to be a technical expert to do that. You do if you have to create an app or use it in an AI agent or something like that. But just to have a chat UI open where you can run these models, you don't need to be a technical expert. And I'll make those videos highly non-technical so that everybody can follow along, as long as you have a decent computer that can actually run these models. All right, so this one lets you upload a document. Just like any other AI, you would be able to upload a document, whether that's a PDF or a CSV. You would be able to then ask questions about that document, and it's pretty straightforward. What I wanted to show you is this one. Because they have a dedicated vision language model, I wanted to show you how that sort of works. So you would go here and select the 2.5 VL72B instruct. Once you're on this, go ahead and click this to upload an image. A thing to remember here is that the images must be under 10 megabytes. So what I have here is just a scribble of how AI agents work. It's a very basic one, and we'll see what it does. So I have explained this to me, and I'll hit send. And there you go. So it seems to have understood the image pretty well. As you can see, it says that this diagram illustrates a conceptual architecture of AI agents, showing how different components interact within a system. Here's a breakdown, talks about the main agents. Then I had these sub-agents here. So it talks about how there are sub-agents, that one of the sub-agents is associated with a tool. The another sub-agent has chat app. And then the third sub-agent has a raw database tool. Now, what I have here is RAG, but I guess it picked up raw for some reason. So it's a good thing. I could show you these drawbacks of these models as well. Again, none of these tools are perfect, but it is able to read that. So it's not just using OCR to extract the text, but it's also trying to understand what the entire picture means, right? That's it, guys. So hopefully you found it useful. I would really, really appreciate if you like the video. I see a lot of you watch these videos and you don't subscribe. Helps out a lot if you do. And again, to the ones that subscribe, thank you so much. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.